So now I will discuss the limitations of effect size studies. So one of the limitations of effect size studies is that it assumes all learners are the same and have the same needs. So we know this is untrue, as many students learn in different ways. So for example, some may learn through visual aid, and this is known as a visual learner. So as you can see on the slide, 60.9% of learners learn what they see. And another example is a practical learner. These learners learn by hands-on activities. And as you can see on the slide, 39.5% of learners learn what they do. So by lumping students together through averages, so through effect sizes, important distinctions are overlooked, and this leaves many students left out. Another limitation is that effect size studies may overlook content. So just because something may work in one classroom doesn't necessarily mean it will work in another. So you really need to take into consideration your subject discipline. So for example, I'm doing PE and geography, and just because one teaching strategy may work in PE, that doesn't necessarily mean that it'll work with geography. It could work, but it may not. So things you also may need to consider is different school environments. So for example, a deaf school versus a private school. So do you think that one teaching strategy could work in both environments? I think it could, potentially it could work, yes of course, but you need to consider that potentially it may not work, because one strategy just doesn't fit all. So another limitation of effect size studies is evidence has revealed that studies conducted over a short period of time are less effective than those studied over a long period of time. So according to Marzano, 95% of studies are conducted over a 2-week period or less. Now this is actually really short to see concrete evidence. So this suggests that some of the effect reported could be due to enthusiasm of the novelty of the new approach. So this is known as the Hawthorne effect. The Hawthorne effect suggests whenever you make an intervention, you get an instant positive reaction. So for instance, if a student realises that they're not receiving a traditional way of teaching, and they realise that they're actually in the experiment group, and they know that someone is observing them, they will likely the likelihood of that they will aim high, and they will do better because they know they're being observed. So now we're going to end with a learning activity. So this is just going to be a quick, simple learning activity, just true or false. So if everyone could get involved and just when I give a statement as quick as we can in the private chat, just say whether you think it's true or false. So the fourth statement is folk psychology is used to describe human behaviour in terms of desires, beliefs, intentions and expectations. So if you could just write in whether you think this is true or whether you think this is false. So the next statement is effect size studies are more effective when carried out in a smaller group. So if you could quickly just write in whether you think that's true or whether that's false. And finally, the last one is the Hawthorne effect suggests that whenever you make an intervention, you get an instant negative effect to change. So quickly just write in whether you think this is true or whether you think this is false.